I think most of us, if not all of us, would agree that we all feel better when we're living and breathing in streamlined, organized spaces. And more likely than not, our children feel better as well. When you don't need to use so much energy to initiate an activity, to find something, to help your child locate something, you have more energy to put into the moment. And when things are easily available, it's just simply easier to be engaged. But I also want to make sure that you're seeing all of this as a direct correlation to you being more available to helping your child extend their learning experience.
First of all, Nicole, I continue to be inspired by you, obviously, but it's just so nice to hear someone speak and to just be able to say, like, right on. And I completely and intuitively understand everything you're saying, and the whole layering concept of being able to implement things but having all these other things in place before you can really effectively do that is just, yes, I understand everything. And it makes me feel like this whole process is very meant to be, because everything you're saying is just so natural and intuitive, and of course, that's how I feel when you speak. So, and personally, I'm super organized, so that's the decluttering thing was fun to kind of see other people go through the process, and of course there's places in my life where I can do it, but that's not really the issue. It's kind of like taking it to the next level, which I'm so excited to learn from all of you.
Right. Yeah.
And be able to use. I've just started, collecting things since we started this whole collaboration. So I was actually just in World Market today, which I'm only there like twice a year, so it was a fun event, and just picked up 2 or 3 things. But just to now, my wheels are turning all the time, and it's just fun. So that's really all I have to add.
Well, no, that's great, and it is nice to hear that you do understand that it is much more of the bigger picture and the overall process rather than, because, again, I feel like this is not about presenting something to do for your kids. It's not like just an activity and,
it's a whole lifestyle.
The whole play tray. It is. It's a complete embrace, and it's almost like the play tray concept is your reward.
Exactly. It's the icing on the cake, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Hi, Sarah. Now, did you raise your hand?
Hi. I raised my hand.
Thank you so much for being on the call, and I know you had fabulous questions before, so I would love what you have for us today. I was like, Sarah, now those are the kind of questions you need to bring to the call because those are just so beneficial for all of us.
If I could remember what they were. So so Nicole came to my house a while ago, and we kind of sketched out a plan of moving things here and there. I put a picture of kind of our playroom, library, guest room on Facebook, and that's kind of the area where we live a lot of life. And so I've been trying to make that the focus of being simplified and having the open playthings there for the kids, particularly for my 2-year-old. So I'm in that kind of slump right now, I feel like, where I've been working the puzzle, cleaning that one closet in the living room so that I can move some stuff out of the playroom, and I'm kind of in a slump. I'm feeling like I don't have that natural organization gene. And this, so yeah, I need to kind of feeling a bit stuck. And also I remember this is all, I'm sorry, just kind of a downer, but then I started thinking, when I have thought previously about toys and my kids' toys, I kind of want to be able to put them away or have them go somewhere and not have to think about them anymore. But the kind of thing that we're talking about, I value, but it does seem to require a little bit more thought and intentionality. Okay, so we're going to remove these things. I need to remember that I have them when I put them away so that the right time I can bring them back out. I'm like, oh dear, that's way more thought about these toys than I ever want to give them.
Right.
So I think I need some encouragement on, okay, now that I'm beginning to make space for things, what things stay out, how they stay out, how the things that go away, like what, how they're grouped or organized. Like, 'cause we have some decent things, like we've got some good blocks of different sizes, but I just can't figure out where they should be kept and how they should be kept so they're accessible.
Right.
So, that's a lot of just kind of, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, and I think it's a very natural place to be at, especially when you haven't been accustomed to, number one, thinking about rotating what you have, or even really giving a whole lot of thought about what it is. I think it's a process to make this shift, and it really doesn't have to occur all at once. And really, ultimately, there is no right answer, and children are different from each other, and you don't know how they're going to respond to anything really until you do it. And that's why I even, began this program by saying you need to implement, no matter how big or small it is, because nothing will be gained by not doing anything. And anything is better than nothing. And there's no getting it right the first time. But all it is becoming, number one, more deliberate about, because you're actually really creating, like, if you continue with this and then you take it to the level that we're going to take it through the program, it's really transforming just the way you view almost everything, because you become so much more deliberate. And because you're more deliberate, you're more in tune. And because you're more in tune, you're more connected. And then you feel differently about everything.